ShredMentor challenge of the day number 138. Here's how it goes. Alright, so C Phrygian Dominant once again, playing off a lot of those half steps. We did something very similar to this before with trills, but this is a lot more of a complex pattern. It's also a different rhythm pattern in general. We're kind of doing a lot of 7-note loops, but from different spots, and never from the same note that we just left off on. So it kind of moves around a lot, and it's a little confusing in a couple places. Alright, so we're starting here at the... It's actually, so C sharp Phrygian Dominant, by the way, is the same key as F sharp harmonic minor. And I'm going to number everything according to F sharp harmonic minor so that you can use it with probably the more common version of the scale. So this is the 2 and the 3, the 5 and the 6, the raised 7 and the 1, and then we're just using a 2 as a place to bounce off from. We're going all the way through that. Now, if I just looped it, my next note would be the one I started on. So I would actually recommend just playing it like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. Because that's going to be a really important piece of the motor memory to keep your hand doing this steadily and smoothly and kind of on autopilot. So the more and more you do this, and just 7-note loops in general, by the way, the better you're going to be at doing this. So what I'm doing, though, is I'm only doing it one time, and I'm not going back to the first note. I'm going to the next higher note on the next string. So here, I'm actually using my first and second finger on the third string and going down a fret for the second string. So there's basically 3 strings in a row that have the half step kind of diagonally moving down a fret each time. So I'm still using my middle finger and ring from the beginning. I kind of walk over one fret with my first and second finger. Here is where I'm going to use the first and second. I'm going to reuse these first 2 notes. Alright, so a lot of moving around, and the shapes don't always entirely follow the same kind of pattern. In fact, the third phrase in particular, unlike where I'm kind of playing off of half step, half step, half step, plus whatever the next higher note is, that's kind of the anatomy of these patterns. 2 notes, 2 notes, 2 notes, or half step, half step, half step, and then whatever the next note is. Now half step, half step, half step, whatever the next note is. Now I go up a note, and here is where I just start following the entire harmonic minor scale, which is the 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here is where I start going back to the half steps again, which is the 7, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and then again the next note. So I kind of use the same pattern for shapes 1, 2, and 4. Alright, so all together, a little more slowly than the first time. Alright, you give it a try. I'll see you again tomorrow.